Hey guys, Birdie here. Just wanted to talk a little bit today about my songwriting process, what it kind of looks like, and hopefully it'll help some of you out if you're just starting, if you're looking for some ideas, anything like that. I haven't been songwriting for too long, but I have been writing poetry for a very long time. There's not a lot of difference I've found when writing songs versus writing poetry. There's a lot of rhythm in both, there's a lot of rhyming, there's different schemes, but they all kind of coincide. So the way I write music is a little different than how I write poetry. So instead of, just kind of letting it flow, when I write music, I tend to have my guitar on hand, maybe play a couple chords, mess around with some different strumming patterns, all that good stuff. Mess around with the capo on the guitar, and kind of get a feel for what I kind of want the tone to be of that song. I think going into writing, I try to have an idea of where I want the song to go. So do I want it to sound darker? Do I want it to sound lighter? Do I want it to be uplifting? Do I want it to be more boppy? All those kinds of things go into the factors of writing a song. You got to make it work for you. Personally, what I find attractive might not be attractive to you, and that's totally fine. But what you got to do is cater to you and cater to things that you enjoy and get creative with it. It's not supposed to be a dull process. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be, engaging and encouraging and hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy. It's not easy to write music. But it's fun and it's challenging, and that's why I like doing it, because I find that it engages my brain a lot more than writing poetry, because there's so many more moving factors to it, which is something I really enjoy. I enjoy finding out, what chords work and which ones don't, and which ones sound nice together and which ones kind of don't go with what I'm thinking in my head about how I want this song to sound. But that being said, of course, writer block happens. Writer's block is a bitch. There's no other way to put it. Writer's block sucks. And it's very easy to get frustrated. It's very, very easy to get frustrated. So what I try to do is take a step back. Maybe I'll go do some laundry, or watch some YouTube, or listen to some other songs. Maybe I'll go for a run. I don't know. But I try to take a step back, put it down for a little bit, and then, make sure that when I come back, I'm ready to come back. Also, I apologize for the setting. We're in my car today. I have so much shit to do today. But I wanted to record this video because I thought it would be fun. I think it's helpful to keep in mind what kind of tone you want to set. I think I already said that. But also who you're writing for. So are you going to be singing? Is someone else going to be singing? Is your boyfriend going to be singing? Your girlfriend? I don't know. But keeping in mind what works with their tone of voice, and it might not necessarily work with your tone. So maybe some collaborative efforts might work too. I have my little notebook. I have many collaborative songs that I wrote with a very good friend of mine. And what he would usually do is he would give me 3 or 4 lines, and then he'd be like, all right, go ahead. And I'd be like, oh, okay. So this one's called Love Letters. And what he gave me to start out with was, "Hey Diane, it's been a long time, how you been? I'm wondering what you're doing, you still live in that life of sin. Remember the times we walked Central Park hand in hand, then go over to the Boston to see our favorite band. Then on Sundays just chill in Gramercy Park, smoking trees and, I can't read my handwriting, and chilling until the dark. We had it all till just that one night when you blew it all up and I caught you, saw it with my own eyesight. You tried to lie and say it's not what I thought, when you know it's actually what you really sought. You blew it up because you just got scared and wouldn't tell me we were no longer to be paired." So he gave me that on like a little like napkin. And I was like, all right, what am I supposed to do with this? So he was like, just go write, figure it out. You got this. And I was like, fuck, okay. So I did in my head what seemed to be the most intellectual thing to do was write like a response from her end, right? So the way Stevie gave it to me was, "Hey Diane," right? So that's coming from his tone of voice. All of these, like that entire like stanza, all those stanzas are from his point of view, like the male counterpart's point of view. And so keeping that in mind, I write a response, right? And I keep in mind that it's now a female who's going to be singing this part if it were ever to be turned into a song, like an actual song, like recorded and all that kind of shit. And so I write, "Hey Steve, a life of sin I no longer lead. I wish I wasn't so full of greed. Back in the day at Gramercy Park, I always felt our spark. A mistake I made that could never be forgiven. Loving you was just a given. I was scared of love in the way it was. A terrible end with a blissful start. I hurt you bad. I know that's true. I just can't help but miss you." I miss Stevie. Shout out Stevie. My man. How you been? But yeah, like, these are the things that it takes creativity. It takes that moment of spark and like sitting back and kind of playing around with ideas. I like to write in pencil. Sometimes I write in pen and just like scribble, but I don't know, guys. There's so much that you can do when writing music. And it's all about flow and how you want it to sound. Like, this is all about you. You want it to be as personal as you can make it, because that's how it's going to be fulfilling. But you need to remember, like, perfectionism isn't a success tool. Nothing in this world is perfect. And it never will be perfect. Perfectionism is not a success tool. So when you make mistakes, when you fuck up a chord or fuck up a strumming pattern, when you scratch on a song, it's okay. In fact, it's better than okay, because you're learning. And that is beautiful. So, yeah. I think that's all I got for you guys. Just don't overcomplicate it. It's not as hard as I feel like I'm making it sound, but it is such a fun process. So key points to take away, right? Key points. Don't get mad at yourself. Take time, take space, take breaks. Breaks are important. Even if you have a deadline, there's always time for a break. Get creative. Make sure that it caters to you, caters to your audience, but it's fulfilling for you. And lastly, perfectionism is not a success tool. You will never get anywhere in this world by being perfect. So yeah, at the end of this video, there will be a couple clips of me figuring out a new song that I'm working on, just to kind of show you like in action what it looks like, and just so you know I'm not full of shit. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I haven't figured out the chorus yet. I don't like that.